Alright. Well, okay then. I learned something new. Pick up the shotgun shells in the same run as the battery pack. Because that snake takes... I could have sworn if he only needed 8 shots to kill. But I guess he really does take 10. That's weird. That is... Unless I missed a shot, but even then... 9 shots should have been more than enough to put him down. Well, shit. I guess that means I have to do that all over. Thankfully, it's only 12:42. Oh well, I guess I learned something new today running this game. The snake takes more shots than I originally thought. A lot more shots than I originally thought, apparently. Oh well, I guess there's no... There's no reason to continue harping on it anymore. It's a new run. We'll just move on. Well, I guess if you're just now tuning into the stream, you get to see me do the first half of the game all over again. But that's fine. That's only 50 minutes. It's not a lot of time compared to how long it would normally take to beat this game in a normal playthrough. Just about... And if you're quote-unquote speed running through it, as in you just skipping through all the cutscenes or just rushing through everything, it'll take about 2.5 to 3 hours. I don't even care that I didn't do the cold feet cutscene. I'm just gonna go through this game. Well, that's also really embarrassing. That's one thing I have to... Actually, it's a good thing I did that, so I don't have to worry. I don't have to, like, fuck it up at a marathon run or some shit if I ever go there. Because that would have been very embarrassing to end the run at. It's like, oh, you miscounted how many shots it takes to kill the snake, and you died because of it. Good job. Better to get that shit out of the way here in the privacy of my own home rather than in public, or more in public. Well, I guess since I'm running this game all over again, I gotta commentate it all over again, so here we go. If you're just now joining me for whatever reason, this is a real Survivor run, 80% with Jill on a PS4. It means I'm not gonna save Chris, and I'm not gonna save Barry. I'm just gonna escape from the mansion as fast as possible. First trip through Murder Hallway, we're just gonna dodge these 2 zombies right here. Grab the golden arrow. Run in place. Make sure he launches after me first. Run past him and leave the room. Trust me, that hallway gets a lot scarier when the Elder Crimson wakes up. But until then, with these controls, it's not even a big deal anymore. Zombies are actually really easy to dodge. Oh, man. Now that I got the arrow, I have to go out here and get the first key, get the sword key. You want to try your hardest not to trigger the first zombie, or the second zombie that you just saw on the far path by itself. Because he will make dodging in this particular area a lot harder than it needs to be, whether it's by him blocking the camera angle himself, or because he's right next to them. And yeah, dodging 2 zombies in a small space is... yeah, good luck with that, that's all I can say. Got the Book of Curses. Gonna stair escape back up here. Quote unquote stair escape. Yeah, there we go. But it triggered him, but it doesn't matter since he wasn't in any position to catch me anyway. I'm pretty sure I triggered him when I dodged the zombie. Well, no, it had to have been before that because he was too close to the exit. Anyways, doesn't matter. Those zombies, we will never see them again. Because the next time we go out there to fight Elder Crimson, they're going to be gone. This hallway, the only thing that's in here is a self-defense item that I'm going to be picking up, and I'm going to pick it up for the dogfight later on to get the collar and the fake key. Outside of that, we're never going to come past this hallway again. So I don't have to worry about the window cracking and the dogs coming through here. Even though we're going to come through the side of the mansion, it will only be on the second floor, not on the first. So I won't have to worry about getting the shotgun. Coming here for the self-defense item in the bathroom isn't worth it because I already got one. And since we're on this side, we're gonna get the chemical. And like I said, we're not gonna get the shotgun. At least this shotgun here. We are going to get the assault shotgun, though, later on when we have to save Richard. Actually, since I died, this means I have another run back with the snake, and pray to God that I don't get bit again. So right now, I'm 0 for 2 against that snake. That snake has been owning my soul now that I've been running this category. Yeah, there wasn't any chance of him lunging at me, so I had to make sure I ran around him and not get grabbed so I don't use the self-defense item, because I want to save this for the dog. Because self-defense item against the dog is really effective, and it knocks the collar off too if you do enough hits to it before it pounces you. And that's what I want to happen ideally. Gonna pick up the lighter first and then the dog whistle. Do that for less turning. Less turning and you're not in this room as long. Just gonna hug the wall right here. As soon as I trigger the cutscene, gonna move back, make sure where he's facing. He was facing the wall, so I could have just ran right past him and I would have been fine. But I wanted to play it safe and just the distance. I'm gonna have to do that a couple of times because the camera angles in this game are so amazing that they prevent you from seeing whatever is around the corner, because this game is so great. But no, as long as you take the corners slow and just know how to react accordingly, you'll be fine. Now we get to fight these dogs again. This time I have a self-defense item, so I just hope that he pounces me. And he's not going to pounce me again, so... This is going just as bad as last time, and I have a knife this time. Actually, this is going worse than last time. Now I have to hope I don't run out of ammunition. There we go. Took it long enough. Too bad he did it way too late. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna use these herbs right here. And just head on out. See, he did what I wanted to, but he did it way too late, so all that did was just waste my time. So now I don't have a self-defense item, and I easily wasted a good 30 seconds, 30 seconds or a full minute even, just trying to kill him. Now that makes going through this hallway extra annoying. Because now I have to waste my time to pick up the green herb and hope to God I only get bit by one zombie instead of two. Now that the other Crimson awake, now this hallway just got a lot harder, because now I can't waste time standing around trying to dodge both of these zombies. I have to dodge them on the fly. And there goes just the first dodge I just failed. There is no way I could have ran past him with the Elder Crimson being right behind me. This one I have a bit more time to dodge. But that first one, since he was right in front of me as I turned, the only thing I could have done was just take the hit. And I'm going to use this herb. Now that we got done with all that, it's just time for us to save Richard. From the time we meet Richard, we only have about a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes at tops, to get the serum, get the first death mask, and run all the way back and save him. Otherwise, he'll die to the poison and we won't be able to get the assault shotgun. But I promise you, we won't have to worry about that. Because that doesn't take any more than 5 minutes. So we're just gonna go the exact same way we came from, through the dining room area, but we're gonna go into the other door. But instead of going through the door to fight the dogs, we're just gonna go down to the first floor and get the serum and the first aid spray, while also putting away the knife and the sword key, because we're not gonna need those items again. Well, we're gonna need the knife later, but we're gonna get another one too, and the sword key is just taking up space. That's one thing you can't. It's one thing you can't do in this game: waste space. Zombies, if they're on stairs, they won't bite you. Instead, they'll just spit on you. That only occurs when you and a zombie are on a different elevation level. If you guys are level though, they will bite you. So if you're caught with a zombie on the stairs, that's actually a good thing. That makes them, that's probably the easiest time to dodge them, is when they're on stairs. Stairs or hills, I should say. And see, that's the second time I had to trigger the camera angle and specifically look at the zombie and tell where he was at. Thankfully, he was nowhere near me, so I just had to run past him. No biggie. A while back, I remember hearing about a task for this game, for the GameCube version. And the task, they basically just had Jill and Chris run through the vines went through this plant without actually killing it. They just grabbed the mask and just ran off. And I would imagine that would save quite a bit of time, actually. But I haven't seen or heard of anyone doing that in an actual run, much less a marathon run. And I can only imagine, if you're just attempting it too many times, you're better off just killing the plant anyway. Like, you'll save more time killing the plant than you spent trying to run past it and then trying to run past it again. now that we got the serum and the mask, we can go back and save Richard. Save Richard, do enough damage to him, and he will get the assault shotgun as a reward. I use reward loosely because he has to die for it. He has to die for us to get it. Like I said before in my previous attempt, I started running this game relatively late, like really late. I've only been running this game maybe about 4 or 5 months total. And my personal best for a normal run is 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 36 seconds. For this category, it's 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 55 seconds. And I'm hoping to get to, at least for this category, I want to get to sub 128, sub 129, and submit it for speedrun.com. And then eventually I'll be able to submit another run for Awesome Games Done Quick. And I think it would be really cool if I was to run this game in this category there, since as far as I remember, I can't remember anyone running Real Survivor at a marathon. They usually just do either normal 80% or 100%. Never Real Survivor or Enemy Zombie. And I think it would be really cool to run this particular category at AGDQ, if only for the reason that your run is at a much higher risk of getting destroyed. I mean, if you saw earlier, you would have just seen me just completely fall apart on the snake. But I think that was much less to the game being harder. That was just me messing up and not understanding how many hits the snake takes in order to kill with the shotgun. But even stuff outside of that, like Plant 42 can fuck you up. The snake here, the first time, the snake can fuck you up. And random zombies too. Like, you take more damage on hard, you take a bit more damage on hard mode than you do normal. So that also means you have to be a lot more safer. But that also means that the risks that you take are that bigger. Yo, Tech, I told you this week until Saturday, no bad idols. This is only Resident Evil this week. I'm really gunning for commentary practice and to get sub 130. Like the bad idols, I just had to show off just how hilariously bad the characters were in that game. And I'm so sorry. Like, I actually feel bad for you that you had to see that. Now imagine how I feel having to play it. And here we have the first real puzzle of this game. I think this is the first real puzzle of the game. Oh my god, I'm a big dummy head. Yeah, for this puzzle, you just look at the picture. You have the big head. You have the big hand pointing to 12 o'clock, which is the head, and you have the small hand pointing to the armor, which was 6 o'clock. And we do all that to get yet another key, and now we have to fight the snake. I swear to God, I would hate to live in a mansion like this. It would be a pain in the ass to get anywhere in this mansion. And there's only one bathroom? Yeah, fuck that. I'd rather just live in one of the guard shacks. This snake fight is a lot more annoying on Real Survivor than it is on normal. Because on Real Survivor, you actually have to fight the damn thing. And it has a chance of poisoning you. And it has a chance of killing 3 minutes of your run. Unlike normal, you just grab the mask. It has no chance of fighting you and you just leave. You have a much stronger weapon anyway, so you can let Richard die. This snake dodge, it looks risky until you understand that the snake will not attack you out of the gate. So it gives you enough chance to just run past them and grab the mask. Now this is where it gets hard, because now I have to survive. Not only survive, but do enough damage to him. Come on, Richard. God damn it, Richard, you're useless. Oh, well, there it goes, another 3 minutes.
Thanks.
For a normal run, you don't have to kill the snake because the grenade launcher is a much stronger weapon, and you're just wasting time and ammunition. But for Real Survivor, you have to get the assault shotgun because you don't get enough ammunition for the shotgun itself. I mean, for the grenade launcher itself, and you need that ammunition to kill bosses. And you just so happen to get more shotgun shells than you do grenade rounds or acid rounds. And the only reason it's harder is because since you have to fight the thing, it gives you more chances of you getting bit. And when you get bit, you automatically get poisoned. Meaning I have to go all the way back to the other side of the mansion and grab the serum again. And that takes out at least 2-3 minutes tops from my run. Just to go out of my way and do this. Since I'm doing this more for commentary practice rather than just for getting a record, I'm not going to restart. But if I was going for a record of any sort, I would restart right now. The run would be over as far as I'm concerned. And like I said earlier, this is one of the parts of the run that could really fuck up your run, as opposed to normal difficulty where only like 1 or 2 parts of the game can really mess you up. This game, you have way too many chances of your run just getting ruined on this category, which will make it a lot more exciting to run at a marathon. Which is why I'm running this category, but oh my god, this category is annoying. But since I'm here, I'm gonna put away the handgun and the lighter, so I'm not gonna need that again. I'm not entirely sure if the poison itself can kill you, but it does obviously drain your life. Because when I first got bitten by the snake, I was actually fine, but then I got back here and I was in yellow caution. But I don't think the poison itself can kill you. All it does is drain your health down to danger, and then the next attack afterward will kill you. See, now that I got that out of the way, now I can go back to running this game. See, but you see how much time it takes having to go all the way to the other side and just get the serum again. You don't want to get bit by the snake. There's no benefit to doing it. This is the second time I have to Yeah, that time that was just he was just right there, right in the middle of where I didn't want him to be. But yeah, like I was gonna say, for zombies you can't see like that. You just have to cut the corner and immediately backstep and judge where he's at. But that time he just so happened to spawn right at a spot where I needed him to be, aka right at the corner. So as soon as I hit it, I got bit. And I didn't have a self-defense system to tank the hit either, so I'm already in caution. But that's fine because I'm already coming up on another first aid spray, and I'm just going to use that instead. That last puzzle we did, you can see the entire solution on the wall when you look at it, but the easy way to remember it is the top right statue goes first, then the bottom left statue goes second, then the bottom right statue goes last, and the fourth statue will just move itself back into place. These zombies can be annoying, especially that one right there, because he likes to move at random times. Sometimes he'll move earlier, as soon as you hit the bottom of the stairs, and sometimes he'll move late, as in you just running right into him. Thankfully, he moved late, so I didn't have to worry about it. Here, all I'm just going to do is pick up the first aid spray. And I'm only picking it up for Elder Crimson, the first actual boss that we're going to fight. This next puzzle is it's a basic picture puzzle. You have to match the colors on the painting to have it match the final painting of Lisa. I didn't want to hit that. See, she has the green crown, the orange bracelet, and the purple necklace. We have them all match that, and you open the wall. In the original Resident Evil, it was a very different... Well, the concept was the same. It was just a different puzzle. Instead of that, it was the circle of life picture. And you have to hit the switches in order from birth all the way up to death. And that's how you got the... I think the star crest to move on to the outhouse. Here, in this game, all the crests do is give you the Magnum. That would be an amazing run for the speed run if it didn't take so long to get. Because not only do you have to do 2 puzzles, but you have to go completely out of your way to complete those 2 puzzles. That's why, outside of Barry's Magnum that you get at the end of the game, you never see the Magnum in a speed run. Despite it being, just based on raw power, the strongest weapon in the game next to the rocket launcher. This boss fight is the only boss fight that will play exactly the same as if you had the grenade launcher. You just shoot them once, either knock them down or gain control of them, and then the next 2 shots will put them down. See, there's the first shot, there's the second, there's the third, and there's the fourth. Sometimes it takes 3 with the shotgun, sometimes it takes 4. If you're lucky, the first shot with the shotgun will actually knock them down. And it gives you long enough to run up and shoot them 2 more times, and it'll take 3. I was able to fire off so many shots with the shotgun so fast with pump canceling. Like, you could pump cancel any gun that's fired at waist level. That includes the rocket launcher that you get at the end of that you get for beating the game in less than 3 hours, and the grenade launcher too. And the way how it's described, it sounds hard, but when you actually try it, it's not that hard. All you do is aim, you fire, release aim, and move either back or forward. Doing that allows you to cancel the recoil recovery on the gun. And you can just fire it off repeatedly. In order to speedrun, you need to learn how to do that. Otherwise, you can't quick kill bosses. And that's probably the main thing about speedrunning this game is knowing how to kill bosses as fast as possible. Not gonna bother with the first aid spray until I get back. And even then, I'm gonna have to use one of them anyway, so just gives me a reason to pick it up. This quote-unquote puzzle right here, all it is just you having to have the dogs face opposite directions. And for the first dog, that direction is going to be west, and the second dog is going to be north. And there's a door right there. Yeah, see this graveyard area right here. Had I collected all 4 of the crests, I'd be able to go to the tombstones to the right of me and just get the Magnum. But doing all that is just, like I said earlier, it takes up way too much time. There goes Lisa's moans right there. You could tell she just got done having an amazing session of Omega Quintet. God, that game. So glad I only paid $10 for it. And even then, I feel bad. I feel bad that I paid that much for it. Aside from the Crank and Lisa, there's not really much to do here. All we're gonna do is come to this treasure chest after picking up the Crank and putting away the armor key. It's also useless and we're not gonna be using it again. There goes Lisa walking in. Like I said in my last run, this part's confused me because she gets knocked out on the landing, but she ends up on the floor next to the fireplace. So I'm wondering who set Jill back there. Was it Lisa as she was walking out and then walked back for some reason? Or was it Barry and then he left? Either way, both characters are fucking dicks for doing that. Anyways, enough pointless commentary. We have to dodge Lisa real quick, which will require me to run forward. Have her dodge and run out the door. Thankfully, she did her giant swing attack, although very lately, so I was able to dodge. I was just able to dodge and run in front of her that time since there was no space to run behind her. Her giant swing attack doesn't have as much as the active hitbox as her forward swing attack, which has, I swear, an active hitbox that lasts for an entire day. And it's huge. Like, just imagine her in a fighting game. She just has this one move that just turns her into a red box. That is that move. But now that I got the Crank, I could start heading out to the outhouse. The only area in the game that has more bathrooms than it does zombies. Like, I'm serious. For every one zombie that's in that area, there's 2 bathrooms. And there's not a lot of zombies in that area to begin with either. I think there's only like 2. The dogs in this area don't spawn until the cutscene happens. But the dogs in this game aren't anywhere near as aggressive as they are in the GameCube version. So that's good. So that time you could just run past them in that area. Unlike the GameCube version, it's a lot harder to deal with them. This path here is very empty until we get back from the outhouse into the mansion, which is going to be very packed with snakes. And dodging these snakes is very annoying when you're playing a character as big as Jill, because you have to run a very small, peculiar path, and if you stray from that path, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get bit, and depending on which snake bites you, there's an even better chance of you getting poisoned. And there's not a lot of blue herbs in this game. Or there's a few, there's a bit of them, but they're so few and far between that it feels like there's not a lot of them. But I think there's about 4 or 5, which is actually a lot considering the amount of stuff that poisons you in this game, which is only a couple things. I feel bad for anyone who tries to play this game and has arachnophobia, because this game has quite a few spiders, and they're pretty fucking big. I didn't need to pick that up, but I'm picking it up anyway for just in case I get poisoned. Besides, I'm gonna have to use one of these first aid sprays anyway, so I'll be fine. And the spiders that are in this area doesn't even compare to the spider boss that we're gonna see, that we're hopefully gonna see later on in the mines. That is, if I can get past Snake. Okay, see, here's one bathroom already. This is already more that's in the mansion for this game. Like, you're gonna find it hard to believe, but there's only, throughout the entire mansion in this game, there's only one bathroom. But in the outhouse, there's a bathroom for every room. And you go inside most of these bathrooms too. Because for whatever reason, you just find keys lying around in them. So, because why not? Like, playing survival horror games for so long, it's made me realize the amount of dumb shit you have to do just to get the most mundane items. Resident Evil isn't so bad with it, but Silent Hill is fucking terrible when it comes to that sort of shit. Like, I never played a game that made you complete 2 puzzles, all for a piece of string and a strand of hair. I shit you not, that's one of the puzzles in Silent Hill 2. I think the prison? Either the prison or the sewers. It's one of the earlier areas. You have to do 2 mundane puzzles to get a string. And then another puzzle for a strand of hair. And you do it for a piece of gum to get a key. And I'm just like, you know what? If I was to speedrun that game and commentate it, I would just be mad. Cause I would have to say this sort of shit out loud, and then do it. Like, it already sounds dumb enough explaining it, but then having to do it, you're just like, man, I don't know who's dumber, the people who made this game or the character. By the way, I'm so sorry that you're having to hear my pointless commentary throughout dead areas, but this area, there's nothing happening here. All I'm doing is just collecting keys. Like, I'm just collecting one key after another to fight a boss. And to get another key after that boss to continue through the mansion. That's all this area exists for. Even in the original Resident Evil, that's all you did. Although there weren't as many keys to collect. Yeah, you're right about that. And the best way to fill up that time is just mundane bullshit that you have to deal with in survival horror games. Although this game, with the Plant 42 boss I'm gonna fight, it actually has another... You can either... There's 2 or 3 ways that you could kill it. With both Jill and Chris. One way is that you could fight it straight up like normal. You could kill him yourself. The second way is, with Jill, Barry will actually save you with the flamethrower, and it will kill him anyway. I haven't triggered it in the GameCube version, but in the PS1 version, it's a lot easier. And the third way, with with Rebecca and Jill, you can make a chemical called Vigil, and you want to fight the boss. You just kill him with some homemade chemical that the game made up. Although all those ways of killing the plant takes up way too much time as opposed to just straight up fighting it. So that's why you will just only see me fight it straight up. And speaking of Vigil, I can't even remember the last time I made that chemical in this game. I think it was the fucking PS1 version. No, it was the GameCube version with Chris. And the last time I played as that fool, I was 15 and a sophomore in high school. Yeah, I don't like playing this game as Chris. Not even because he's that much harder, it's just that there's no reason to play as Chris when Jill is just flat out better in every way. And obviously Jill has better outfits. I can't imagine Chris wearing this sort of outfit. And if he did, that would be creepy. Alright, now I'm done filling time with dead air. Alright, this area is... All you gotta do in this area is just optimize movement. Gotta drain the water, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn right, hit this, release the lock. You're gonna try and close it, it won't close, so you have to hit the pressure. Thankfully, we already changed the, we already checked the, pump gauge, so we know it's pump number 2 to release the lock again. Otherwise, it wouldn't let us release the pressure. And the gas pump that you have to hit, it changes with every playthrough. So every time you play the game, you have to check. You can't just memorize it. It's completely RNG based. Now that we got the water drained, we're gonna get yet another key. The second to last key, the gallery key. Had to do a pretty badass skip for it though. I don't know if you've seen it before, but if you haven't, you're gonna see it now. Like this skip, unless you're just learning it for the first time and you don't know which direction to turn, it's a very easy skip that anyone can do. You can cycle through 3, but it takes up way too much time. Because there's a little cutscene that shows even if you fuck up, it doesn't immediately let you check again. So you're better off just checking the board and hitting it right the first time. Turn left, mash the X button, keep going straight, and there we go. We dodged Leroy. Now the shark skip, it would have seemed so much more awesome if I didn't just break it down for you. But now that I just broke it down for you and you know how easy it is, it's not an impressive skip. Sad part is that is potentially the most only skip. Oh, what did I skip? I skipped the 40-second cutscene. Cause normally what you would do for the shark is no, in a normal playthrough, not even a speedrun, just in a normal playthrough, you wouldn't know that you could skip the shark like that, because the game doesn't encourage you to do that. What you're supposed to do is that there's an electrical box that you push into the water, and you turn the switch on, and you fry the shark, and then you grab the key. But that cutscene takes up 35-40 seconds by itself, plus having to do all the extra stuff.